Hey everyone, and welcome to this yoga class. Today's practice is perfect if you're wanting to wake up your body, stretch out those muscles, and give you energy for the rest of your day. All you'll need for this practice is something soft below you. So with that, let's begin. Starting in a seated position on the back of your mat. Allow your hands to fall onto the top of your legs with your palms facing up. Close down your eyes and take in a deep breath. Just centering yourself here on the mat and let it go. Stay here for a breath. Let it go. Slowly open those eyes back up. Come up onto the balls of your feet. Interlace your hands behind your back and slowly arch your chest and your head all the way back. Feeling your heart really opening up here and feeling a deep stretch in those toes. Hold here. Take a breath. And fold all the way forward. Squeeze your core in tight to keep your legs where they are. Head rests all the way onto the mat and arms reach all the way up towards the sky. Stay here for a breath and unfold. Coming onto all fours. Shoulders are over your wrists, hips are over your knees, and flow through some cat-cows. Arching your body up. As you exhale, tucking your chin to your chest. Lower your belly down towards the mat. Lift that head and chest all the way to the sky. And continuing with this movement, start to do some circles to the right. Deep bend in those elbows here. Switching directions. Really tap into your body and lean into how your body wants to move in this pose. Keep going for 2. And 1. Coming back to neutral spine. Spread your knees to either side of the mat. Toes are touching. Sit your hips back and come into child's pose. Really reaching through your shoulder blades. Breathe here. And rise back up. Left arm reaches all the way towards the sky and thread it underneath that right arm. Resting your head on the mat, reach that right arm up for a little bit more of a stretch. Take a breath. And switch sides. Lengthen that right arm up and over your head and thread it underneath that arm. Inhale and release. Take another breath. Let it go. On your next inhale, rise all the way back up. Coming into a stretch for your wrists here. Take your hands and rotate your fingertips back towards your body, keeping those arms straight. Flow your hips back and feel a deep stretch in those wrists. We often neglect this part of our body, so it may feel a little bit tight. Be gentle with yourself and only move as far as feels comfortable. On your next inhale, twist those fingers back towards the front of your mat. Push your hips up towards the sky and flow into downward dog. Alternating at that bend in your knees. Stretching out the top of your feet, tuck that right toe underneath, bend that knee, and press back. Switching your feet here back and forth with your own pace, just getting a deep stretch in those feet. Your feet take you everywhere that you go, but we often forget about this space in our body. So now's the time to give them a little love and stretch them out. And when you're ready, lower both heels down to the mat. Push your chest towards your toes. Deep stretch in this downward dog. Take a breath and raise that right knee towards the sky. Opening those hips up, coming into some circles here. Right leg drops forward. Try to make these circles as big as you can to really open up your hips. Continue for 3, 2, and 1. Switching directions, pull that leg forward, up, and back. Rotating for 3, 2, and 1. Pulling that right knee towards your chest, lowering it down onto the mat into pigeon pose. Staying on your fingertips here, arch your head back, chest presses all the way to the sky. Lift up through those shoulders. Really press through those fingers and arms here. And gently lower all the way down onto the mat. Forearms are folded underneath you. Breathe through any tension that's building up in those hips. Take an inhale and come back into downward dog. Moving into all of that on the left side, push your hips up towards the sky and flow into downward dog. Lower both heels down to the mat, push your chest towards your toes. Left leg is bent, reaching all the way up. Stack those hips and rotate that knee forward, down, and back. Opening up as wide as you can. Keep on flowing for 3, 2, and 1. Switch directions. Take a breath. Circle for 3, 2, and 1. Left knee comes to your chest, lowering it down onto the mat. Gentle arch back here. Lengthen through your spine. Crown of your head reaches towards the corner of the room. And fold all the way forward, lowering that head down onto the mat. This side may feel a little bit tighter than the other, and that's perfectly normal. On your next inhale, rise back up, flow into downward dog, and flow through your first chaturanga. Lowering your hips and chest down onto the mat, flowing through to upward dog, and push back into downward dog. Bend that right leg, crossing that ankle over your right thigh. Lower your left knee onto the mat, and lower your body all the way down on top of that back leg. Really lengthen through your upper body here. And release. Straightening that left leg. Right leg straightens and lowers all the way down onto the floor. Coming into fallen triangle. Left arm reaches all the way towards the sky. Press your hips up as high as you can. And circle that arm towards the front of the mat. For 3, 2, and 1. Left arm lowers back down. Right leg reaches all the way towards the sky. Switching sides. Left leg crosses over that thigh. Bend your right leg, lower down towards the mat. Toe is tucked. Keeping your knees folded here, press all the way back. Try to sit those sit bones on top of that foot. Take a breath and straighten back up. Left leg stays crossed, thread it through and lower it all the way down onto the mat. Right arm is up in the air this time. Press those hips towards the sky and circle that arm forward for 3, 2, and 1. Both hands are back down on the mat, coming back to downward dog. Lower through chaturanga. Squeeze those thighs and try to lift them up off the mat here. Arch your head back, chest opens. Exhale and come back into downward dog. Right leg steps towards the front of the mat. Knees bent, finding your balance here. Straighten that right leg and come into warrior 2. Reach those arms to a T and lower that right arm down onto the mat. Left arm reaches up towards the sky. Make sure that knee is still pressing towards the back of your mat. Stay here for a breath. And rise all the way back. Rotating that right foot towards the front of the mat. Lifting your arms, take an inhale, and lower all the way forward. Reach those arms all the way under you. Stay here for a breath. And deeply bend that right knee. Coming down into some half yogi squats. Staying for a breath and switching sides. Tap into your own pace here, moving back and forth as fast as feels comfortable for you, really warming up that body and building some energy. Come back towards center. Lengthen your torso and lift all the way up. Coming into warrior 2 on the right side, left knee is bent. Left arm reaches down towards the mat. Shoulders are stacked. Right arm is reaching all the way up. Take a breath and come into downward dog. Lowering through your chaturanga. Pressing into upward dog. Inhale and exhale as you flow back into child's pose. Resting that head down onto the mat. Releasing any tension you may have built up in your lower back. Take a breath and rise your body all the way back up. Sit bones are on top of your feet, ending this class the same way that we started. Palms of your hands are facing up, resting on the top of your legs. Close down your eyes. Really tap into your body and notice how different it feels from when we started this class. And take in a deep breath. Let it go. Take one more deep grounding breath. And let it go. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this class. As always, please like and subscribe to these videos so that I know that you guys are here. And with that, I'll see you guys next time. Namaste.